In this movie, it's the year 2036, and the United States is still spending billions of dollars on the military so we can keep the peace in foreign countries. That's a lot of money, but maybe by then, we'd have enough money to secure their countries and put locks on the Capitol building. Alright, welcome to Tate's Take. If you're new here, I do spoiler-free movie and TV reviews. Give you a little background, basically let you know if I think it's worth checking out or not. If that's something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for your boy. For my regular Taste Takers, let's see if Outside the Wire is a serious contender for your weekend viewing. No joke. Get it? No joke? And I said serious contender. Ugh, never mind. Outside the Wire is a new Netflix original movie directed by Michael Hafström. You probably never heard of that dude, but he's a Swedish director with not that many film credits here in the United States. He got this script about 5 years ago, and not long after got the star of the movie, Anthony Mackie, to get on board. Now everyone knows Anthony Mackie as Falcon from the MCU, but the real ones know him as Papa Doc from 8 Mile. And the real ones know him as Clarence from 8 Mile. This movie also stars Damson Idris from Snowfall. Damson is a British actor who got his big break from the late great John Singleton. Another British dude mastering American dialogue. He said he studies Denzel Washington to get the accents down, and for Snowfall, Singleton had him working with the rapper Dub C.
It was amazing.
That's your dialect coach?
I know, right? So you could understand I was petrified all the time. He's like, "What's up, little homie? Jump in, we rolling." We're driving down Crenshaw, and he takes me to this restaurant called Popeyes.
Yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah. And I've never been to Popeyes before.
Okay. Outside the Wire was done by the same studios that did The Old Guard and Extraction, which makes sense. It was filmed in Budapest in 2019 and comes to Netflix this Friday, January 15th. All right, plot time. Outside the Wire takes place in the year 2036, and Damson Idris plays this dude named Harp, who is a drone operator for the United States. Basically, he's a dude that's fighting wars like a video game because he's not on the ground, just controlling missile strikes from thousands of miles away. One mission in particular, he acts on instinct and goes against a direct order from his supervisor. Ooh. Normally, people would get kicked out of the military for disobeying an order like this, but since Harp was held in such high regard and he really had no prior missteps, they just transferred him to a military base so he could see what life was like on the ground. It's kind of like that MTV show Exiled. Y'all remember that? Where the spoiled kids from My Super Sweet 16 got sent to like poor places to see how it is to not be rich. I was the only one that watched that. Anyway, it's kind of like just so he can see like the decisions that he makes, safe and sound in his current base, are affecting real people. He figured they were gonna have him doing some boring shit like filing papers and guarding fences since, he's like in trouble. But he soon finds out that's not the case when he learns that he's gonna be reporting to Captain Leo, which is Anthony Mackie's character.
Looking for Captain Leo.
You must have really messed up if they sent you to Leo.
Do you know why you're here?
Yeah, because I broke chain of command.
It's kind of like in Training Day when Ethan Hawke thinks that it's his first day, he's gonna be just kicking back, shadowing Denzel. Then he finds out that Denzel is wild as hell and like does drugs and kills bad guys. Anyway, that's because Captain Leo is not just Harp's new supervisor, but he's also a freaking robot.
You're up.
You're commanding officer, and I'm gonna give you 60 seconds to deal with it.
Yes, sir.
Cool.
So Leo tells Harp like, nah bruh, you're not here to file no paperwork. That's boring. You're here to help me make sure that these nuclear codes don't get into the hands of this badass warlord dude named Victor Koval. So now the two of them head out on this dangerous mission to prevent potential Armageddon. Now we got a movie. So what's my take? This movie's not that good, but I really didn't expect it to be. I haven't seen Extraction for some reason, but I would imagine this movie fits in that same camp of Extraction, The Old Guard, even Project Power. You get a big name lead actor, insert Chris Hemsworth, and Charlize Theron, and Jamie Foxx. Script out some fire action scenes. And wrap it up in a mediocre storyline. I have a feeling that this is gonna be the recipe for Netflix action movies for the time being. But before I start complaining even more, let's get into some of the things I liked about the movie. No matter what, it's a win to get 2 black people as leads in a movie as big as this. It's kind of like the Black Terminator, which apparently is one of the reasons that drew Anthony Mackie to the project in the first place. But the best part is, it's not about them being black. Like, they're not black soldiers, they're just soldiers. See? It's not that hard. They're just people. And it was good to see 2 strong black actors. Anthony Mackie is a classically trained performer, so you pretty much know what you're going to get from him. I was more interested to see how Jameson did, since I hadn't seen any of his prior works, and he did a really good job. You could really believe that he was this dude who knew it all back in his world of operating those drones, but then realized how out of place he was when he got down to the front lines. It's good acting range to see him go from super cocky to super humble when he got face to face with real danger. I'll be looking for more of his work in the future. The future. Next is the action. From what I remember, Extraction was directed by a stuntman, so those scenes are supposed to be really well done, but I think if you like action, you'll appreciate these fight scenes here. It's like watching a super soldier go to work. However, I don't know if it was just me, but I felt like it took a little long to get to the action scenes. But I don't know, we're still doing positives here. Finally, I'll say that I like the timing of the story. Personally, I like stories like this that are in the not so distant future. We get a look at what kind of technology we'll have in like the next 20 years, as opposed to like the year 3000, which we'll all be dead. But I didn't get to see enough of what the rest of the world was like. What else was happening in 2036? What other technology did we have? Did we win the battle against COVID? Did the Knicks win the battle against anyone? A good example of this would be Ad Astra with Brad Pitt. That movie also takes place in the near future, but it does a cool job of showing you random little things that gives you an idea of what the future would be like. Like when he gets to the moon, there's a Subway restaurant in the terminal. I mean, that's gross, but I'm guessing there's also Chipotle. And when he's on the way to the moon and he buys a blanket, it's $125. Stuff like that, it's like very interesting. And now I know I need to start saving from now if I want to travel to the moon. In all seriousness, I'm pretty sure they don't think about that when they're making movies all the time, and it might just be me, but personally, I like that stuff. A couple more things I didn't like about the movie, starting with the interaction between the 2 leads. Now, yes, I did say I liked Anthony Mackie's performance. I did like Damson Idris's performance, but the interaction, I just couldn't get down with. This could have been like another classic buddy cop type movie. Of course, there's a million of those, but that's because we love them. And here, one of the dudes is a robot. That could have made for some really good TV. And there's no jokes. I mean, maybe there's jokes, but they weren't funny. It's all very cheesy writing to me, and it's full of those typical action movie lines like, "If we don't stop Victor Koval, it's the end of the world as we know it." Is it though? Overall, the film is not super interesting, and beyond the fight scenes, it was hard for me to believe that Anthony Mackie was actually a robot. There's no way a robot would talk like that, using slang and cursing. I know technology is impressive, but it's not happening. If we fast forward real life to 2036 and there's a robot cursing me out, I'll come back on my futuristic channel and apologize to all robot manufacturers. I'm gonna give Outside the Wire 3 stars. Is this the worst movie in the world? No, that's The Lighthouse. But I really could have gone on in life without it. In all fairness, I'm not the biggest action junkie, and I'm sure some of you that are will at least get something out of this movie. It would just be a hard sell for me to try to recommend this to someone if they had to go out and buy a movie ticket. Since it's just one click away, have at it. It's a decent concept, and the overarching theme of making sure we take a walk in other people's shoes before we like blow them to smithereens, it is quite noble. If you're on the fence about it, I just wouldn't rush to go see it. Netflix isn't always going to hit a home run, but with the recent announcement they made that they're going to be dropping a new movie every week in 2021, they're surely going to have a lot of at-bats. As always, thanks for checking out Tate's Take. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. In the comments, let me know if you plan on checking this movie out. If you've already seen it, how does it rank with The Old Guard, Extraction, Project Power? Let me know. Thanks for the time, y'all. Peace.